Karoline Leavitt got caught sharing a fake picture as she quits the White House. And we're learning details now that this was very unexpected. And we're seeing, too, that a video has come out showing her and Trump in a disagreement during Marine One. Now, Karoline Leavitt, as I said, quit earlier today. If you didn't know, it gave a long missive. Now, she posted this picture here with Donald Trump, and people noticed that there was something a little wrong with it. Donald Trump tried to pretend like this is all fine and dandy, saying our wonderful White House press secretary and one of the most trusted aides, Karoline Leavitt, will be departing her role at the end of the month so she can be spending more time with her beautiful young children and family, a decision I totally understand and respect. Karoline will now be one of my top outside advisors and an influential voice within the Republican Party as we work to defy history and conclusively win the midterm elections. Karoline has been a real leader and blah, 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 blah. And there you go. So she's gone. Now, folks really notice this. And by the way, George Santos saying, I'll take the role of press wrangler, Mr. President. You think he's going to do that? I don't think so. No. But what's interesting is that folks have pointed out that there's no replacement. There's no one to take over the reins. I have a CNN report for you on that just a moment, but folks are posting things like this saying well, if it's not going to be Karoline, maybe it could be. Now, Stephen Miller was on video on Fox News earlier today talking about Karoline Leavitt. You can't even believe this shit.
Stephen, I do want to ask you about the news of the day. President Trump posted today, our wonderful White House press secretary and one of my most trusted aides, Karoline Leavitt, will be departing her role at the end of the month so she can spend more time with her beautiful young children and family, a decision I totally understand and respect. Karoline will now be one of my top outside advisors and an influential voice within the Republican Party as we work to defy history and conclusively win the midterm elections. So, Stephen, what do you have to say about the departure of Karoline Leavitt?
Well, look, it's personal for me because Karoline is not just a colleague, not just someone for whom I have endless respect and admiration, but she's a close friend, someone I've got to know well, someone that my family has gotten to know well, someone that has really been in every way a source of joy in so many of our lives. Professionally.
So he just talks like that all the time, whether it's about immigrants, whether it's about ICE killing Americans, whether it's about Karoline Leavitt quitting unexpectedly. This is just how this man talks.
Her credentials, her accolades, her achievements are second to none. Her job that she has performed as White House press secretary, the word exemplary doesn't even begin to cover it. She has served this president so well, this administration so well, this country so well, and very importantly, she's been a role model to millions and millions of young women all across this country.
Do you think Karoline Leavitt's been a role model to millions and millions of women all across this country? I don't think so. And I could have no greater example than the fact that she posted a picture of herself that's totally AI. Who is that? Now, look at Trump. That's just, he's cross-eyed. Can I zoom in more? I don't know if I can. No, I can't. No, he's cross-eyed. And that is not her. That is not her. That is someone else. That is a computer idea of who she is. Now, the Daily Beast actually went through this photo step by step to point out that there is something total. I mean, you can just tell. If you're on your TV, just come up to this real fast. Just come up and look at it. Take your time. That is clearly AI. That's AI. Now, here's the evidence. Hair volumized. Now, this is on the left is the Getty image. On the right is what she used on X. Cheekbones are higher, chin narrower. She enhanced her boobies. Her waist is slimmer. Karoline Leavitt appears to have used AI-generated content in a statement announcing her departure from the White House. Leavitt, 28, shared a lengthy statement on X, which I spared you from having to hear. And the post included a tag made with AI. Wait, did it really? No. No way. These are AI generated photos. That's crazy. Okay. This photo, which showed Trump and Leavitt speaking to the press the press outside the White House, appeared to be the AI culprit. Leavitt's appearance seemed to have slightly altered. Her hair, face, chest, and waist all appear modified compared to a similar photo taken by Getty Images staff photographer Anna Moneymaker on July 15th, 2025. Her hair appeared fuller, her cheekbones higher, as I said, her chin narrower, her breasts made bigger. The Daily Beast reached out to the White House for clarity on exactly what Leavitt's post was AI generated, but Leavitt, who had her second child in May, did not respond. That's pretty insane, isn't it? Well, folks had a field day with this, and then I'm going to show you this video of Karoline having a temper tantrum on Marine One. But Alex Cole says, and I think this is truly it. I'm sure it's just a coincidence that Karoline Leavitt resigned as White House press secretary after being an unwitting decoy on Air Force One. And if you don't know, what happened was that members of Trump's cabinet were on a decoy plane, a plane that Iran thought the president was on, a plane that the press was on, and a plane that Karoline Leavitt was on. Trump wasn't on that plane. Nope, he took another plane and let everyone else be on the plane that Iran thought he was on to potentially get shot down. 2 members of the U.S. President Donald Trump's cabinet were on a decoy plane that Trump secretly exited before boarding a different flight in Turkey last month, CBS News reports. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent remained aboard what was believed to be Air Force One and didn't join a flight that was provided to Trump over security concerns involving Iran. After Trump entered Air Force One on the 8th of July with both officials and members of the press, he hit on I can't believe this, on a catering truck. I just can't believe it. Also, on that plane, others who stayed on were Stephen Miller, Stephen Chung, and Karoline Leavitt as well. So, yeah, I'd be pissed off if my boss left me to die. Yeah, I think that would make me a little upset. And folks posted this too. It's a parting gift to Leavitt. May your nights be sleepless. She hated this photo so much that apparently she got it taken off for The Wire. Now, I know that this was unexpected because, as I said, and CNN is reporting this, as of Wednesday afternoon, it's not clear who, to some White House staff, who's actually going to replace her. So usually these things are quite buttoned up. And when you leave, you wait until you can be replaced. But that's not the case. In fact, now they're just going to have a rotating cast of characters doing pressers. So this to me says that this really was not something they were planning for. And let's just end with this, because Call to Activism, who does great work here on YouTube and on X, said Trump announced Karoline Leavitt's departure to spend more time with family. In a leaked photo from last night, she looks visibly isolated during a tense moment on Marine One exchange with Trump and another woman. Hours later, she's out. Is the White House covering something up? I believe this person here is Natalie Hart. Well, we're going to keep following this. She is going to be out, I believe, at the end of the month. And I will say this, she is going to be more powerful, I think, outside of the White House, inside, because she's going to be, she's lying as it is. She's going to be unleashed during and running up to the midterms. So we will keep pushing back on her. I imagine she's going to be even more of a nuisance outside of the White House. and we're going to cover all of it. If you want to be along covering it with us, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.